Microsoft now holding an analyst conference call, also being streamed on the web this morning. We're going to listen in to CEO Steve Ballmer on the Microsoft webcast right now.
You should be spending less. I think that would have been a fair characterization of the dialogue a year ago. Well, we did have a change in financial condition. I'm not sure we'd be in the same place today, but you and me. And yet, at the same time, the thing I want everybody to really take from the year is we manage costs very carefully. We always have, and we always will. We just don't always manage them exactly the way you would have us manage them. And they're actually quite different. It's quite different for us to decide to invest or decide not to invest. And we take a little bit
That's Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer right now speaking to investors, not quite yet addressing that partnership that was announced yesterday with Yahoo. Of course, Yahoo outsourcing their search business to Microsoft. That moved both stock prices substantially yesterday. Today, Ballmer right now talking about what's happening in the broader economy and the change that we faced in financial conditions over the past year. But for more insight and more color on this, we're now joined by phone by Brad Reback. He's technology analyst over at Oppenheimer. Brad, I mean, you got to think that the big headline everyone wants to hear more about is just how much of a dollar cost was attached to this deal that was announced yesterday with Yahoo. Do you think we're going to hear anything on that?
Yeah, Margaret, I don't think we get much on specifics on the financial details today. I think those will come out in dribs and drabs over the next 6 months as the DOJ looks at the transaction, and Yahoo may be forced to state more of what they're getting in this deal, given how weak that stock has been post the announcement.
Some people looked at what happened in the market reaction yesterday. Shares of Yahoo sold off substantially. They're down again today. Microsoft, though, is up. Some people looked at that and said this is a vote of no confidence in Yahoo CEO Carol Bartz. In regard to the vote of confidence in Steve Ballmer, I mean, what do you think this deal does in terms of his position and in terms of Microsoft's position in the competitive space right now?
There's no doubt that Steve's standing among investors has changed pretty much a 180 in the last 12 months to his comments just before on the webcast. They've seemed to got a lot more operational discipline. I think yesterday's deal is another key aspect of that. It's vastly different than the deal they laid out a year ago, which included a massive upfront payment. There's very little sort of risk here to Microsoft. It's in the hundreds of millions of dollars as opposed to the billions, and it's a significant opportunity with the 20 points of market share that they pick up in search domestically.
Okay. Now, you have an outperform on shares of Microsoft, or you have had up to this point. Anything that you're listening in for today that might change your position on the stock, your outlook for the company?
Yeah, I think it's very consistent with this whole idea of expense management. This is a company that has a significant amount of leverage to the economic cycle on the other side, with a new operating system coming for the PCs with Windows 7. And if they can remain disciplined on the expense front, margins should ramp very rapidly in the first half of calendar 10 and beyond.
All right. Thank you so much. Brad Reback, analyst at Oppenheimer, talking about Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer, who, as you see there, is addressing investors now.